another day. So call from Elijah or Adrian, nobody from called, but that's, what do? It's got to be faith, have that faithful, and stay busy, burdened in your service. So thank you, Father. I come in here and just give glory to you for giving me the knowledge. So having another one of those Noah moments, just kind of like almost this, not throwing the towel, because I ain't giving up, but just it's the opposite, it's when you get it right, like Noah, the door slams shut, then it floods. So you're on one side of the door or the other. So thank you, Father, for the best. On how long I've been trying to bring people's attention to the precious metal sector, and now they've even added copper to a critical metal. So it's not just, this chain shortage, copper, clipping the copper, now it makes a little more sense, huh? Nope, that don't make any more sense. Wow. But again, they're still out there. I don't think we're going to see it too much longer now that the U.S. has added copper and silver to the critical metals list. So got that one right. Lost a lot of silver in the last 10 years, haven't I? Don't even want to think about it, but that's okay. Silver doesn't define me, but if I just had the silver alone, I could buy the land, pay off both pieces of land that I own, and buy a truck. But it's all right. Other people gained off of my back. So they'll pay. Remember, he pours out a just measure. So the measure you pour out on others will be, the measure you pour out on others will be poured back on you. So that's how it works. He pours out a just measure when he returns. So thank you, Father, for that. Nobody's getting away with anything. He knows. So, but yeah, it's one of those Noah moments, where just sitting here basking on the other side of the door going, boy, I bet you it's been 20 plus years I've been trying to bring people's attention to silver. Remember, I have a channel, Silver's Like Gold. So I've got multiple channels, but that's okay. You can't turn a goat into a sheep. Most people are going to wait until it's too late. It's called the FOMO, the fear of missing out, and they get in when it's time to be moving on to something else, when you already made your money in the markets. 80% of the gains are made in the last 20% of the market. So most people are very unaware on how to invest. They do it the exact opposite way. But when you have resources, or you have plenty of, investment, funding, then you can dabble in diverse and get into things that nobody wants. But now that's not a thing anymore. It's gonna, more and more, you're gonna see silver in the news and copper in the news. So go get those copper pennies. Go to the bank, tell them you're doing a backsplash or some floors or something, and go through them and weigh them. Take them to kids. You can separate them if you got good eyeballs by looking at 82 and older. And I've been telling people to do that for how long? So U.S. adds it to the critical minerals list, not just silver, but copper as well. So bam, got that one right too, didn't I? So they're still out there. I'm only just going for a vacation. You know what I'm saying? If I can, or to jail, one of the two. Jail or I'm gonna go take a vacation, right? So it's in Father's hands, not my hands. But I do what it is that I do. You know what I'm saying? So I serve Father. I'm a non-player character, NPC in the world, but not, I would say they're a worldly, I'm like a servant. I'm a slave to his word. So He makes me do whatever I do. I have no control of my body. I don't want to be here at all. So I'm over the physical. Just supposed to share the light, can't hide it. So he's the light. He's what comes out of my mouth. The horizo, the separator of the light and the dark. But he pulls his bride to his light, to above. It's to above. He separates, as above, so is below, dark and light. So gold and silver, huh? Father's money. They traded, remember? Well, it was silver and gold had the same value. Christ was sold for 30 pieces of silver, remember? So it is his money. So money is not a piece of paper or 01, or digit on a screen or printed into existence. That's not how. Money is a store of value, and currency is not money. 23 days from now. So, well, the 24th. So, of November, or the 2nd of December. So, it's getting close. I haven't even heard from the attorney. It's kind of a little bit pressing, but oh well. What can you do? I'll go get you a fresh old big old batch of some water tomorrow, Merrimack Buffin dog. I love my biggest puppy. So, we'll see. It's in Father's hands. I don't know. It shouldn't have gone this far. So, I should have already dropped it. But that doesn't mean they won't still try to convict me. They don't like me. A lot of people don't like me. Remember what Haystack said? I got angels looking over me. I got people who wish death on me. I got people constantly threaten me. They don't matter now. So, remember? It's in Father's hands. He creates and writes everything not written. So whatever's going to happen is in Father's hand. No free will, no luck. Everything that ever will be. No man-made. Right? No gods in the sky. None of that nonsense. In here, we don't do none of that religious nonsense. But, Stack Mac. There we go. You could catch me at the bread light, right? So somebody knows Stack Mac. Million. So. If there are worse times, you can have me ministry. There through the winter. What do you mean there through the winter? Huh? What do you mean there? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, no, we'll try to keep the stream up and going. I'm going to give the phone to Kevin if something happens, and I'll try to see if he can, keep it going. I don't know if I'll ever come out of jail. If they put me in jail, they don't like me, so they shouldn't be doing what they're doing now. But that's all right. Don't matter. I'm not serving them. I'm doing what Father tells me to do. Remember, I'm a veteran. I joined the military at 17 years old. I'm a service to other beings. I've been willing to lose my life since I was a minor child. Well, I was an adult, but not yet, not legally. But yeah, no making plans. I'm just being prepared to go to jail or not prepared. No, prepared to go to jail, and I'm preparing not to go to jail. So it's not up to me. I don't get to make that decision. So. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been a rough winter. It says pray your fright not, it's been a little rough, but that's okay. No, you know what I'm saying. Yep, your move. It's always been in his hands. Well, it's like there's about a 25% chance. No, there's no such thing as chance or luck or, it's 100% in Father's hands. There's nothing I can do. If you watch this ministry, you know how hard I've tried to. It doesn't matter all the effort I put in. It just made things worse. So that's okay. I'm going to just enjoy my time with my puppy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we don't know what you're talking about, Craig. Listen here, Craig. Go fucking straight Debo on your ass, bitch. It's Friday. You ain't got no fucking job. You ain't got shit to do, motherfucker. Listen here, Craig. You ain't no Craig. Shut the fuck up, idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know your ass in a hole in the ground. Not doing any time, you dumbass. You don't even know what you're talking about. Kick rocks. Go lick some other taint man chowder. Go eat your go gargle your man goo somewhere else, Craig. Okay? Goodbye. Nice knowing you. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. So, know what the fuck you're talking about before you open your mouth. So, what you're talking about is, think about maybe you could do some research where you go open up your time. You know, your time is, you know, this much into what there's thousands of hours that you go look for yourself to see what happened. Oh, go do. You know what? Yeah, if you do the time, do the crime, right? No, if you do the crime, do the time. I know that, dumbass. I didn't commit any fucking crimes, you idiot. I don't have a record, and I didn't commit a fucking crime, you childish. You don't know your rights, so get the fuck out of here. Nobody's crying on social media, dumbass. Somebody asks a question. Go the fuck on, Craig. You're not part of this family. Moderate Craig. He's not part of the ministry, not part of the... Goodbye, Craig. 2 witnesses, he said. He'd said them. Enjoy your gnashing of teeth. So, you know, so it's not up to me. I'm not concerned about it. Like I said, the only issue that I'd have would be laying on that fucking bed. You know what I'm saying? It would just be laying on the bed. You know, like I said, my back just doesn't, you know, it's okay. I'll be all right. Not, you know, been in jail more, you know, how many times over this fucking case, you know? So it's not even my doing. It's just, you know, so. I mean, yes, it is. I stood up for my son because they tried to throw him in jail. Sure, I don't feel bad about that. They're trying to throw me in jail because I told them, you know, whatever. Craig don't know shit. And he don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. So I shouldn't respond to his dumbass. They don't know what they're talking about. So, you know, it says here that by the time the average American is 50, he's got 50 pounds of ingested meat. Not anymore, right? Oh, hey, listen, look at this. I saw this today. Experience eco-friendly detergent-free laundry with Pro 3.0. Clean clothes. What do you got there? Eco-friendly. Trillis, Texas. Trillis, Texas got some eco-friendly. What do you mean eco-friendly? Saving it. How are you saving energy? Are you making your own power? Are you off the grid? Are you on the grid? Are you got a wood stove? This fan right here. See this fan right here? This fan right here works off the wood stove. See this fan right here? Whoa, my bad. See that? That works off the heat of the stove. You got one of those? Talk about saving energy. Something stinks. What's this guy about, man? He's got some eco-friendly laundry detergents. Hey, oh, that's a Bob album too up there, by the way. B.O.B. Bob. So we just mentioned Stack Mac Million. Yeah. If I die here on the battlefield, I hope that Father bless me and reincarnate me as a soldier so I can live to fight again. Yep, all right, we know. Yep, Texas is on the stupid ass, dumbass children in here. Father, why do you make such stupid fucking people? Why do you make most people evil and go to hell? Why do you make most people goats? Greatest of all time. Welcome to the goats. You'll see, you'll know the goats. Remember, you'll know them by their fruit. One bad apple upsets the whole apple cart. So remember, leaven, sin, leaven's the whole lump, does it not? So we don't sup with vipers. Remember, he said, you know, I was a snake before you let me in. Then he let Joe Biden. Hey, he's falling asleep at the wheel, isn't he? The commander in Queef, whatever, a convicted rapist with 34 felonies, falling asleep like creepy Joe. Sleepy Trump. What's going on with his hand, huh? Watch out. Corn stove, because you can grow your own fuel. Good stuff there. There you go. 73. God doesn't exist, brother. It's the stupidest thing I think I've heard all day. CHNT. Yeah. Chant like a mantra, or like you beating your pud there. Get out of here, child. God is a title. Remember Revelation 3:11? He says, "I've come quickly. Let no one take your crown." You probably don't know anything about that, though, huh? Yeah, you little deity god, G god. Pray to their deities. Dead ancestors for fortunes. Had orgy with beast, man and women. Are you on that? Chant, flicker rate. You know how many frames? Just beating it in your ear hole. Drum pounded in your ear like a, remember, like a snare. What a cymbal. Can I get a hi-hat? Oh, Chant didn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. God is a title. Can't have nice things, brother. Why do you keep calling me brother? I'm not your brother. You're a Satanist. Get away from me. So, but anyways, what'd you said, 73? This is a, Americans are strange. You're not an American? I might talk to you if you're not an American. Oh, man. Damn, I messed that thing up by hitting that. That's all right, whatever. I might have to. Oh, well. Jimmy crack corn. I hit that darn with it. Hey, now, Mr. Rogers. You're out of here. Let's see what he says. You're my father. Okay, goodbye, child. You call me daddy. So, okay, anyway, so the U.S. puts silver and copper on the critical minerals list. So, did I get that one right? Yep. That I've been telling you how long to, buy rice and beans, get a water filter, stay in the Word, be in the world, right? Be in it, but be not of it. Come out of her. You gotta have extra oil. Been telling you to go out and scoop up them copper pennies. Now they put it on the critical minerals list. Gee, I wonder why they stopped minting it. So better go out there. They ain't gonna be there too much longer. I told you there was a store here in America that had 200 chains. In 2 days they brought in 100 million pennies. That's $1 million in pennies. So better get up off your ass and stop being an idiot. I'm having my Noah moment. I'm going to moderate you if you say anything stupid. I have moderators in here. So unless you're putting some fruit in here, you're a bad apple. You're going to get your ass kicked out of here. Ask somebody you can't learn. Unwillingness, stubborn like a mule, like a goat. MAGA, greatest of all time. Peace is Antichrist. So you push into that shalom bullshit in here. Peace, prosperity, Jesus nonsense. You're going to get thrown out of here. I don't sup with vipers. I don't cast my pearls before swine, because that's what the word says. The word is Hokadesh. So, Marissa, that EcoMax is the best one. There's other ones out there. I don't know. You can review them, but that's the one. It's the most expensive one, I think, on the market. You're going to put something on a hot ass stove and want it to operate. You can't buy cheap ass. You got to buy the right tool for the job. So, just be careful. You don't want to hit the fan. If they get a little off, they make a little noise. It's starting to level itself out. Maybe it just, I have all kinds of stuff around it. I have balls. I got a lot of balls. I got a lot of balls, man. These are all cannonballs, you know. Look how big those are. There's two of them right there. One behind the fan. There's another one over there. Big old heavy cannonballs. I've got big balls. Hey, I was listening to some AC/DC the other night because I thought I might as well ring the bells. What the hell? Hell's bells. Oh. But anyway, so silver is added now. That's going to change the whole dynamics of photovoltaics, military. It's a critical mineral now. Means they need it for critical for national security. You better go get those copper pennies like I've been telling you. Silver's a little out of reach now, right? For most people. I mean, not really. People can, but those copper pennies are still out there. We're not too long from this fucking scrappers world that I was telling you, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to want to be around when, you know, a copper penny might be $5 in trade. They're going to be flipping over couches and tearing apart washing machines, jumping in old, you know, wishing wells, and you're going to, in the dump, you know how many people throw away pennies? They're everywhere. They used to be. I remember I married a woman named Penny. That was the biggest mistake of my life. Not that I married her. She's not a bad, you know, not her itself, but just the reminder, you know, of but it is what it is. So I threw so many pennies away in my day. You want your penny, you know? Is your P.O. Box on TikTok still? No, my P.O. Box is in the link, Carl. So anybody wants to send a state plate, if you want to put your plate up here in the Dark Sky Sanctuary here at Silver Rock Ranch at the ministry I'm building. I put another one up today. I had another one. I actually found a second one that I had too. So I might find, I think I have one more too somewhere, an RV plate that I had. But send it to the P.O. Box here and we'll hang your plate up out here. And, you know, I said you can write something on the back of the plate or something if you wanted to. You don't have to, but if you wanted to. Date it or something like that. Whatever. So anyways, I don't know, Carl, if that's, just throw it out there, because if you wanted to know for the P.O. Box, probably not for that, but just thought I would throw that out there if you wanted to. So, no, I don't have any plates yet. I only have like 5 states. I think I found Vermont, Idaho, California, Oregon, and Washington. So, no, I haven't gone to court. Not yet. So I need her for my attorney. If I go to court, I'll probably be, I wouldn't be here if I'd already gone to court. I'd be on the road or in jail. So one of the two. I got to get ready for that too, guys. And I'm trying to. That's why I was preparing the ladies' hen house today. I want the ladies to be taken care of while I'm gone. It's turning out nice, the inside of that. Man, I go overboard sometimes on things, but I don't care. It's part of this damn ministry. It's a sanctuary. It's going to be here. That it will serve you guys. If I go to jail, if I leave, it's here. I can't believe you guys don't come here. Not one of you guys from this ministry is, well, Kevin, he's been a part of this, but he's known me watched me for 12 years on YouTube. You know, his brother watched me and has watched the channels through the years. And it's not like Kevin just knows me through this channel. Kevin has known me for more than 10 years, you know. So I've been blogging more than 10 years on YouTube. So, but it's still here. It's going to be here. It's paid off. That's why I worked so hard to get it paid off, and didn't take care or help myself, because I have a bad habit of doing that, not helping myself and helping others. And it causes me to have so much massive problems in my life. But they told me that at 17, you know, no. Listen, don't even go there. I'm just saying, there's people that are close, and we have busy lives, so don't worry about it. You got kids and stuff, man. I was a single parent for, you know, almost 8 years. I know what it's like to be strapped to children, you know, and have been dad and mom, and may have to be, you know. So no worries. It's not at all, but it's here. It's going to be here. Bring them damn kids here. I wish you just guys could come here and let them freaking grow up here, not pay to live here. Get rid of your stupid bills thinking you need money. You guys are crazy as fuck. You don't need money. You have to have money to buy power inverters, charger controllers, wind turbines, solar panels, well, dig a well, all those, but once you get geothermal lifestyle, that's what this lifestyle here is all about, to live so you don't have a heating bill or a cooling bill, live with things like these fans and wood stoves, and go cut wood, go get 11 cords of wood for the price of your gas and your time and your labor, but it's not, yeah, it's part of it, Marissa. That doesn't, we can't stop it. It's called service to other beings or service to self. There's two people on this rock, two kinds of people, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't, you can't not, it doesn't matter if somebody doesn't like service other people. It's just the way Father makes people, service to self or service to others. So can't tell me I'm not. I joined the military at 17 years old, was willing to give up this flesh for the bigger, for people, for the right of the people, for the, the right to choose, all those things I remember when I took that oath. But, yep, I'm not going to ever stop doing it till they throw me in the dirt, because I'm going to serve Father and Shiloh and Christ. I serve that before anything. So that comes before anything. And I'm glad he made me that way. I wouldn't want to be any other way. I'm glad I'm not some simple Simon. I guess we'll just put it that way, and that's fine. If that's some Father doesn't make, I'm glad he doesn't make two of us alike. Some people are very one-sided or two-sided, but some people are stuck in the box. They're only in the third rock dimension, corkscrewing on the ball, block rock, spinning at 1,000 miles an hour from the sun, third rock from the sun in the third dimension, corkscrewing on a ball, third dimensional, on a block rock at 1,040 miles an hour, corkscrewing and spinning through time and space. So third dimensional. Simple Simon, if you ask me. I don't know. Get out of the box. Welcome to the fourth dimension. So think outside the box. Welcome to the fourth dimension. But we're not talking about dimensional beings, because most people are very paper, one-sided. Well, they have a second side, the back side, but that's the difference between time and space. I have the back of my hand, right? Difference between time and space. Don't you understand dimension? Nobody even understands dimension. That's okay. It's all right. I'm not concerned. I'm not flesh. Remember, I'm Hulkadash like Father. So he said, conform to my image in the flesh. Remember, the word became flesh. It'd be Shiloh, the one who redeemed the bride at the wedding. Their shems will be called out in that book of Agape, life. In the book of, I am the book of the Hobritzo, the separate. He separates, is born from those who are born from above, not again. Again is once. Shut up. You're just fifth amendment right and be quiet. So, anyways, we'll see what Father has in store for this flesh vessel. But until then, I'm going to serve and tell everybody go get some copper pennies, and I'm going to get it right, get it tight. So, just the way Father makes me. So, it's hard to live in this flesh sometimes, to sit there and see these things coming for years, decades, and never. I have the Project Blue Book. I know what they're doing. I have the script. I know what Operation Mockingbird and Nanook and remember Operation Warp Speed. So that's all part of this future tense. Welcome to Revelation. So it's just the way it is. Oh, can't help it, Marissa. It's just the way it is, baby. Remember, it's just the way it is, baby. So, Father does it. It's not me. He's not in the sky. Remember. Eyes of fire, feet of fire. It's going to bring the fire. Remember. Seen enough seeing this hokey pokey, turn yourself around. It's not what it's all about. The gay pride flag, remember, gay? Not like a smoking a fag, a cigarette, but like, not orge, like quick to indignation and quick to wrath and quick to judgments. Although we are to judge, we don't not judge. That's Old Testament. We were allowed to judge, but this we remember. I'm the horizo. Okay, and not like Marvin. That's stuff and freaking. That's some bars right there. Freaking Marissa's got some bars. She's got more bars than freaking Akon. Locked up, they won't let me out. Oh damn. That's all right. Squares and sticky dudes and whatever. Chili inside of a jail cell is not a good thing. Let me just put it to you that way. So yeah, not always the best ventilation, right? So who cares? It's just a lifetime. Remember, Roger Waters said it's only a lifetime. So one day closer to death. Freaking rights. Excited about that, aren't you? There's nobody's worth saving. You can't be saved, Ziggy. They were already chosen. 144,000. That's not a literal number, by the way. It's a parable. Remember? Many are called, but few are chosen. Oligas. Nobody's being saved. You can't be saving. There's no saving anybody. Nobody can be saved. Nobody gets saved. You can't be saved. You were already bought. A child, Ziggy, and I'm not trying to talk down to you. You can understand that you spend your savings. You can have anything for later? No. Redemption means something you already purchased that you come back and pick up. Redemption. Remember he said, look up for your redemption draweth nigh. If you come back 2 days later, 2 months, 2 years, 200, 2,000+ years, that's still the word redemption. Look up. So to be saved, we have not heard the last horn, ram, shofar, the seventh trump, the final trump. Then they get picked up. But you are already saved, so you can't be saved. Nobody's being saved. You cannot be saved. That's not what the word, it's sozo. The Greek word is, see, that's why we do it different in here. S-O-Z-O. Sozo, salvation, saved, to be carried, picked up, lifted from beginning point to an ending point, and then healed. So you have to endure to the end to be saved. That's what he said, correct? You must endure to the end to be saved. See how that works? That's how it's written, Ziggy. That's how it's written. Only on the hearts of the bride, and you can't turn a goat into a sheep. If somebody's in the broad way, you show them to the narrow way. You're going to do that to everybody. Ziggy said, you are shown the light. It would be now wrong for you to sit on your ass and not share the light. He said, don't boast because you know, but well, if you don't go show people to the narrow way, if they're in the broad way, show them to the narrow way twice and then leave them alone. When it says honor thy father, that's not your dad. If your dad's a Jezebel or does unrighteous things, rebuke him with the word, show him from and then to the narrow way. Your mother, honor thy mother, that's not your mom. It's not what Old Testament, that's not what either is. But if your mom is unrighteous and does, unrighteous things, and depart from her. Remember, do not sup with vipers. Do not depart from him. You remember, he said that I never knew you. If we don't, follow what he says, you worker of iniquity, because we all have, so if people are in the broad way, okay, you show them to the narrow way and twice and then leave them alone. Delivered, made whole. That's right. He completes us. He does. Delivered. It is. It's like a birth. Hallelujah. Thank you, Carl. Absolutely. Hallelujah. The words are so beautiful. Made complete. Whole is without this. When you get rid of this, you're going to go back to who you really are. This is what makes you sin. This is what makes you sin. Without this, you wouldn't sin. But this flesh is what, remember? The flesh is weak. He said, Paul's writings told us to circumcise the flesh, not the male genitalia, talking about these laws and things that we're not to do, what the world is doing, remember? Everybody thinks that Christ was hung from a cross. Nobody hung from crosses. That's not what they did to people. The Romans were masters at tortures and torturing people, and they didn't hang people from crosses. That's not what Christ did not carry a cross. He tells you to carry your cross. Bear your cross is what he said. And the cross is the crucifixion. It's the suffering. It's the baptism by trials and fire and tribulation that we go through, long suffering, so that when he says, sozo, carried, lifted from beginning point to an ending point and healed, to be made whole. Anybody who took from you, he will give it back. If you know math, like algebra, if you take something over here, you're going to have to give it back over here. It's just math. Seriously, Father is math. The Torah language is mathematical, whether you like it or not. You just don't like math. But that's what Carl just said. If you listen to what I just said, that is the word. Father is math, whether he does it all by the word. Sevenfold, 7 shofars, 7 trumpets shall sound before the final trump. He'll put 1 foot on the land, 1 foot on the sea. No getting out of here, no rapture. The ellipsis, Paul said, right? He said, you'll be changed in the twinkling of an eye. Time will be no more. That's it. At the final trump, the ram's horn. That's the wedding feast of the lambs. That's when all judgments, all flesh rises. Nobody dies and goes to the sky. Nobody dies and goes to hell, is not below your feet. That's not what hell is. So, oh yeah, not. They got to treat you like I treat anybody, man. I'm not going to be partial to you. So, I wouldn't do that. Wouldn't be right. Why would I treat you any different than I would treat myself? Remember, love thy neighbor like thy enemy, like thy love thyself. Just because you have a moderator wrench or something it's not going to make you don't get any favor. You can give me $1 million. I'm not going to, oh, well, Ziggy's my new best friend or something. I'll put it in the ministry, but I appreciate your forwardness. And so I won't give you favor in any ways. And I want you to do the same to me. Don't ever reproof me with the word. Always, if I'm going to say something that's in the broad way, show me to the narrow way. Use the word on me. Use your life experiences too, if you can. Age has nothing to do with it in this flesh. Some of us are much older, obviously, than this meat suit that we lug around. You have to endure to the end to be made whole again. Anybody who took from you, he will give it back to you. Anybody who caused you pain, he will heal. Anybody who fucked you over, they're going to get it back. 7, well, not sevenfold, avenge sevenfold, but I think that's a bad. But twice the judgments, remember? And it does talk about judgments in 7, the seals and the shofars. And so she said, we don't have a millstone tied around your neck and to be cast into the sea, then to hurt one hair on my children's head. So if you have that light and you're not out sharing it, you're hurting yourself is what you're doing. And then what if Father needed that word to be heard by that person's ear? And you weren't there to be that deliverance. Not you. Share the light. He's the light. Put it at the top of your house. Let it shine. Don't boast because remember. Put it at the top of your house and let it shine. Not above others. That's pride. I'm not talking about pride. I'm talking about sharing the gospel. So then you'll suffer because that's what he says. You will suffer. Not to be here to be loved by the world. If you are loved by the world, you be hated by my Father. So most people are evil and go to hell. That's what the scripture says. That's why you see here just the slime balls of this rock that you walk. There are people just absolutely foul. But remember, many are called, few are chosen. Many enter by the wide gate. Few enter by the straight gate. Those are his chosen. Remember, from the foundation of the world. Sozo, you can't be saved. You have to endure to the end to be saved. So not possible to be saved. Anybody who thinks they're saved is going to hell. They're already there. Remember, hell is not below your feet. Heaven's not above your head. God's not in the sky. There's no gods in the sky. There's no balls, no angels come from the sky, no fallen. It's like that stupid freaking 3-eye atlas nonsense they got up there right now. The whole world watching the dumbass shit is just so stupid. Now it's got 5 tails pointing towards the sun. It's just a bunch of nonsense, you know. They're going to do their Project Blue Book soon, brothers, sisters. That's what that is. I hope you know. I'm having my moment right now. As a matter of fact, I just don't really even care. I mean, this silver and copper thing that you guys can all just eat a fucking dick. Seriously. Not you as the people, but anybody who didn't listen to me. Whatever, man. You're going to pay the price for just being unprepared. How about that? He said to be prepared, right? He's been preparing for over 2,600 years and he ain't done preparing yet. So anybody who tries to take you off your game of spiritually preparedness before anything, just leave them alone. They're a viper. Anybody who's unprepared is a viper. Most people are vipers because they're very unprepared. You'll know that they're unprepared if you ask them, do you live on a planet Earth? And they say, yeah, leave them alone. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't care if they have a PhD, master's degree. They have no idea what they're talking about. People are very good at acting, brother, sister. Very good at acting. Everybody knows an actor. Just get up every day and tell yourself, everybody's evil. It'll be real easy to unpeel who's who. It will. You know them by their fruit. Won't take long. Start talking to somebody. A couple minutes, you'll know what's on their heart, who they are, and what the hell they're talking about. It's not hard to you see people 20, 30 seconds now. People are the TikTok generation. They got TikTok brain, remember? They can't concentrate very long at all. But you should love them. You have to know what love is, Eldon. Tell me what love is. Your wife's tits like you like your dog, like you like, or like you love God. So I don't think you know what love is. Love is the agape, and agape is in phileo. So agape, thy neighbor, thy enemy, like thyself. That's what we've been talking about in here. But you're not going to turn a goat into a sheep. Most people are evil. Show everybody the narrow way. You're not wrong. But you got to know what love is. All right, that's yeah, there we go. Love thy neighbor. Or are you stuck on, are you trying to copy what I'm saying here? Or are you just spitting the word without having, if you can't make it scriptural, where are you getting that? You know, you have to make it scriptural, not some hocus pocus nonsense. Because if you even change a jot out of any of the Testament, new, not on the covenant of the old, the laws of the flesh, or remember ordinances, or how to go on dates with men or follow mandates. We're not on any of this nonsense, you know. Only by faith and faith alone are we saved. But to be saved, we have to die. We have to endure to the end to be saved. We have to go through all this suffering. We can't be saved. No such thing as being saved. Okay, if you're just going to repeat what I'm saying in here, I'm not going to keep you in here because you're not making it scriptural. So he said, I'm not asking you, Peter, if you phileo me. Do you agape me? Do you love your wife's tits like you love God? Do you love God? Do you love your wife's tits? Put something in here with some substance, Eldon, or you're going to have to go. Because you're just pitching weak, easy, cracker Jesus. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I mean, you are speaking truth, but remember, you're not, because it doesn't say love. It doesn't say the word love. So you're actually being a Satanist, a Nephilim, an Antichrist, and I'll get straight with you if you'd like. Remember, straight is the gate, broad is the way that leads to the wide gate, and you're in the broad way. So I'm going to show you to the narrow way. There's no such thing as love. Doesn't say love in this text. You're a Satanist. Satan is the adversary because you're adding jots. Tell me if the word halakha is, or haggadah, or get the fuck out of here. I'm not saying that you're not saved, but remember 99 truths and a lie is. So you don't want to answer my question. All right, you're out of here. Answer his question, but can't answer my question. Goodbye. So anyway, silver and gold, brothers, sisters, obviously have been used since the beginning. You know, Christ was sold for 30 pieces of silver. So we'll go briefly back to that conversation. I'm not going to stay in here all night, but what is love, Sean? You love your dog like you love your wife's tits? We're going to do the same thing. Like, if you love God the same way you love your dog, love. There's no such thing as love in Scripture. You guys are an idiot. It doesn't say love. It says agape, 2 John and 6. Go read it. That's the definition of what love is. So, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. A little techno there. Old school techno. Isn't that? Good stuff. Well, no, these people think they know what love is. They don't know what love is. Remember phileo? I'm not asking you, Peter, if you phileo. That's like the worldly things. Like some people like iPhone, some people like Apple, Ford, Chevy. Love for Father is not love for you. You love the rack on your truck like you love the rack on your wife. Remember, get it straight. It doesn't say love. I can't stand the everybody's just watered down. That's all, and that's okay. It's not for me to try to make them do anything. Like a horse that won't drink water, they won't listen. Remember, they'll drink the water and they'll die. You lead a person to knowledge, but you can't make them think. Remember, you lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You lead a person to abyss knowledge, but you can't make them think. So, no, it's not at all. It's not what I said, Ziggy. I never said that. I just said he was watered down. I said he was correct. Remember, Ziggy? Love thy neighbor like thy enemy, like thyself. Do unto others as have you done, to you. Put the Father, for those are the basic two rules. Those are the laws, the basic laws, the laws of the land, isn't it? The two golden rules. Put the Father before all things, love thy neighbor like thy enemy, like thyself. Treat thy neighbor like thy, self. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. All these are that basic same, not karma or whatever, but, so there's nothing wrong with that, but don't be watered down about it. So I was just asking, yep, see what I'm saying? And that's why we need to try to go back to what's in the original text. So we know what the base is, the original definition is in the original, and then we see all the other variables and go, oh, okay, I see, that kind of means the same thing, but now I know what the actual definition is. Jim Brown, if you leave the definition, you leave the truth. You got to know the truth of the words you're saying. You can't just read these words and think it's a book that you can I kind of know what that means, and I think I know. And no, believe is not a thought in your head, remember? People think they can believe in God. You can't believe in God. There's no such thing as believing in God. It's not a thought in your head, remember? No, you can't believe in Bigfoot. You can't believe in God. You can't believe in ghosts. You can't believe. Father is ghost. Hokadesh is the word ghost. Ghost or spirit, that's what it means. So there's no such thing as ghost. Right? So why? So when somebody believes they're a Ghostbuster or ghost hunters, Father, the word is Hokadesh, spirit. There's no ghost. No such thing as ghost. No such thing as Bigfoot, remember? No free will, no being saved, no luck. These are all man-made Jezebel idolatry is what they are. Sensationalism, remember? People love to make up their own Agape, their own Shem, remember? Their own Jesus. So that's what we do. A fairy is a Celtic demon. A demon is a liar. Remember, the word says devil in your scripture. If you don't read the text I tell you to read, the one that was canonized by Constantine in the 12th century, the one that has the original, right? Old Testament, Hebrew, New Testament, Greek, Old Jewish book, the one they literally define, then you're changing it. And he said, don't do that. You got to start with your base. It was so hard for my mind to slow down because I wanted to know everything in that book. He made me desire it from a very young age. If I didn't call out to their hearts to seek after me, not one of them would. So nobody's accepting Christ. Nobody's coming to Father because they are somebody made them, no, or they want to. No, Father makes everybody that's going to be having their names his disciples. They'll suffer. They'll go through tribulation. They will hear for his Shem's sake. That's what it says. And they will be the ones he already bought. So they can't be saved because they're already bought. So you can't be saved. And they didn't get their names blotted out in that book of life because they did Father's will. Remember, their hearts are continuously filled with wickedness. You can always tell when you're speaking to some watered down religious idiot, which I rebuke every religion on this rock, because they say that, oh, God knows what's in my heart. Well, God is a title, and scriptures tell us that the heart is continuously filled with wickedness. So they're just some religious idiot. I don't know of any person that I've ever talked to that's a religious person that's ever been able to have a conversation with me that I don't just crush them with the word. I don't care if they're a biblical scholar. Remember, we've had people come in here with a biblical scholar, this, that, and the other, and then I try to get them to share the gospel, and they don't know the gospel. You don't know the gospel, you don't know anything about the scripture, so you better start studying, because it says if you add a tittle, that is like the smallest, not a yod, because that's a letter, but a tittle, that's like punctuation, or a jot, that's like a period. I'll blot your name out of that book. So Earth isn't below your feet. You don't live on a planet. See, they blew up that jot with some NASA helium, and they've spin it at 1,040 miles an hour, and they live on it now. Corkscrewing and spinning the third rock from the sun in the third dimension through time and space, right? How about the constellations? You got to be a complete freaking, these people are like, I swear it's like people, I don't know if it's like they put fentanyl in the food or something, but people act like they're on fentanyl or methamphetamines most of the time. And I don't mean to push like that, because people always constantly come in here and do that shit in here. But they seriously, recognition expert. I had, CLEAT certification on how to identify and treat and people with mental disabilities, These people are gone, man. If you think you're spinning on a ball, you're lost, man. You don't know anything in scripture. You've never even picked up the word and read it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. But that's what Christianity does. They get people down. That's not the gospel. Christianity is not the gospel. Christianity is peace and prosperity, Jesus. That's not Christ. Christ is suffering. Christ is tribulation. Christ is conformed to my image and do what he got thrown in a jail cell. Does anybody want to throw you in jail? They hung him from a tree. They put holes in him. Does anybody want to put holes in you? He said, follow after me in Luke, right? Does anybody want to rip your beard out of your face? Right? Do they hate you? Remember, he said, if you are loved by the world, you be hated by my Father. If you're not currently standing against the beast, remember, he said, follow after me. He said, my disciples, follow after me. These are the people who are doing what Christ did. They're suffering because they're standing against the perverted law. That's why he sent his son to fulfill the law, because they had perverted the law. So we don't celebrate any of these things. We don't customs, religions, days on calendar wheel dates, and this has all been blotted out. So we don't do this anymore, because we'll turn back to being fairy tales and genie and demon and all this made up gods in the sky and trying to go to the sky. And that's why Father put us here and made us not even old enough to try to even leave this place. Imagine if you could live for 900 years, you'd probably try to figure out a way to get to that moon, wouldn't you? I looked at the moon today and it was so freaking close. I swear it was like I could reach out and grab, but it's where I'm at. I'm in the largest dark sky sanctuary in the whole world, So 2.5 million acres set apart from protected from light pollution. This is the place to see the moon. And tonight, when I looked out there tonight, man, I felt like I could just jump up there and almost reach that thing. I can imagine if you lived for 900 years, you'd try to figure out how to get to that damn thing, So I'm just saying, people are sensational. They won't keep their goddamn feet on the ground, We haven't even discovered our oceans. What the hell are people trying to go up in the atmosphere? And nobody's going to the atmosphere. That's the funny thing is you would get fucked up. You couldn't make it. The radiation, the Van Allen belt, the solar wind is coming in from our sun at 775,000 miles an hour without any coronal mass ejections. without any solar filament releases, without any, major solar, no, nothing. Basic, just the sun, constant, without any coronal hole streams. We can get energy coming from the solar winds coming at over 1.5 million, 2 million miles an hour. Fuck off. We ain't going to know. And we went in that stupid little soda can that they said we lost the technology. Shut up. You don't even do math. The lunar lander could not fit. It wasn't some collapse. It was a fucking Jeep, man. Frame. I mean, come on. Stanley Kubrick, Look at even Buzz Aldrich. He's come out right now and he's already told people it was a bunch of nonsense. So it was a lie. He couldn't hold it in. And for those children and stuff, he just can't do it anymore. Good for him, because it's all a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Well, it doesn't say, don't say the earth is flat because we don't live on the earth, you stupid fucking idiot. This is a Nephilim, brothers, sisters. I'm warning you about people like this dumb fucking prick right here. What's this person's name? Mag. This person doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. You know what I'm saying? This person doesn't know shit. There's no earth isn't below your feet. They're dipshit. So don't talk about shapes. Go stick your little flat Peter Pan pie in somebody, or round peg, or in somebody else's American pie. Idiot. Fucking dumbass. You can debunk your flat earth model and your fucking ball heliocentric model, you dumb fucking idiot. Get out of here. Talk about flat earth. Get the fucking idiot. Earth is not below your feet, dumbass. And they fly over a plane at. Get away from me, you stupid fuck. I rebuke people like you. You're lost. You're lost, dude. You're so fucking out of touch with reality and what scripture says. I mean, are you that fucking stupid? You can sit there and talk about shapes. Go play. This is an adult-only stream, okay? You're not going to play with puppets in here. I'll put a carrot out there and make you chase it on a string, or be like, Kermit the Frog here. We're here today, somewhere over the rainbow. Come on, don't make me go there. We'll do some Randy Travis on here or something, but never mind. But anyways, this just, come on. Don't talk about flat or round or shapes in here. Go stick your little square peg in somebody else's triangle or whatever American pie, little round hole or whatever shape. Peter Pan, God that you after, your little flute, little round flute, stick a little round peg and stick in somebody else's square hole. So, yes, I like Randy Travis too. But anyways, it's people are sensational, Earth is not below your feet. The earth is flat. No, the earth's not below your feet. Heaven's not above your head. So don't talk about it. See, this person's already gone. They think that the fucking earth is below their feet. That's not what earth is. Heaven's not above your head. See, already gone. Whoa, but we're going to talk about something when we can't even get half of what we're saying right. So, your family's from Guam. Oh man, I'd like to be in Guam right now. You could look for yourself, man. Just use your own cranium, guys. Think about it. If you were spinning on a fucking ball, wouldn't the sun go? Come on, I don't mean to go there. Just if you fell out of an airplane, if this rock was spinning, you wouldn't need planes. We would need airplanes. We just need helicopters. You just wait for. Remember, they fly from a fixed location to a fixed location. Fuck off. Are you that stupid? We won't have this conversation right there. Case fucking closed. They fly from fixed location. If it wasn't in a fixed location, they would have to make adjustments for curvature, which they don't. It's not in their instrumentation. Milk is almost $15 in Guam. Is it? Damn. Yeah, but I think, no, is that what? Hold on. Joe's in here. I don't know if I covered Joe. I just read your thing. So, yeah, well, remember that's a U.S. territory right there. That's like Puerto Rico, and that's a U.S. territory. So things are you're right over there by China, man. And hey, look. I like Guam, but there's a lot better places to be there. But anywhere but America right now on the mainland. I'm seriously, I don't want to be here right now, but that's okay. Just because I want to take a vacation, and the people in Guam are amazing. The whole culture. It's a military. Guam is so military. It's U.S. territory. It's just one of those places. Even like some of the islands in Hawaii are very Guam feeling too, because of Schaffner and all that, on Honolulu and all the military bases at so I think I did answer that, Ziggy, about, because I don't want to go into this flat around nonsense, like I said. Remember, it says this place cannot be moved from its foundation, brothers and sisters. We're not hashtag the ice wall. Okay, hashtag Project Nanook, Operation Nanook, excuse me, Operation High Jump, Operation Paperclip, Operation Popeye, Operation Warp Speed, Project Blue Book, guys. Come on. Outer space. Space is not north and south. There is no such thing as space. That's deception. That's the worship of the sun. Remember, they thought this equinox, that the spring equinox, fall, at the fall equinox, equal day, equal night, the sun was dying and going away. They prayed to Saturn, try to slow the sun. We don't do this shit, brothers and sisters, and they're basically doing the same things again. They're worshiping this Gregorian calendar, this sun calendar of Julius Caesar, and their Augustus, Augustine, all the calendars, nothing but a bunch of Roman gods and moon day. And I'm not going to go there, guys. It's so in your face. The whole fucking calendar is Satanist. You know what I'm saying? That's why I will not, we don't need to worry about it, Joe. You don't need to worry about the model. Just study the word, study the gospel, and share that. I can tell you, just hear me out, because I don't want to go into this, okay? They fly over a planet. Okay, guys? Notice, and they never nose down. There are fucking water canals that have no fall in them whatsoever. Bridges. Look how big that bridge China just built. Guys, I'm not telling you because I don't want to talk about shapes. You can figure it out for yourself. I don't like the camp, this camp or this camp or this camp. Constellation proves that we're not spinning on a ball, third rock from the sun in the third dimension, corkscrewing through time and space, because the constellations would change. That debunks the heliocentric model. And I hate to break it to you, because I don't want to talk about it after this. If you look at the heliocentric model, if you're on a ball or a block, I don't care what fucking shape it is. It's geometry, I think it's shapes, block. Anyways, but if you're on a ball spinning at 1,040 miles an hour, right? Third rock from the sun in the third dimension, corkscrewing through time and space. Hate to break it to you, dumbass, you're already in space. What the fuck do you need to go to space for? Am I wrong? Am I fucking wrong? You're already in space. What the fuck do you need to go to space for? So, planes fly over a planet and never nose down. Let's leave it at that. Look up for yourself, and you could see what's going on. Oh, there the constellations go the same thing. Everything's spinning over the top of you. Father is the dynamo. Father makes everything spin. We are the center. There is no universe. You're locked in the waters, the firmament above, right? The waters above and the waters below. There's no getting out of here. There's no getting out of here. That's just sensationalism. It's part of this Baphomet worship, Star Wars and Spock and Captain Luke Picard, Operation Warp Speed. They're all in on it. Remember, he created a space force. Yeah. Warp Speed. He decorates his house with Apollyon, the sun god, Mithra, the one birthed on December 25th in the manger, Jesus Christ. The God of three genders. Remember, the Antichrist copies everything and mirror, and corrupts it. That's why he must be as esteemed as the potter's clay, turn their works upside down. Remember, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, not Catholicism, that's Satanism. Their God is three genders and one God in three genders, man, beast, and woman. See, they pervert it. They're the goat, not the ram's horn, but the goat. Like the bull, ball, the golden bull, the Merrill Lynch bull on Wall Street. Yeah. So just use your common sense, guys. Think about it. Just no a minute. And we're gonna get off this whole spinning flat around. But if it was, look at the clouds. Do you see? Most people don't know anything about our atmosphere to even understand how the atmosphere works. Like, for example, how the BZ and all this energy comes in through the magnetic north and south polarity. We don't have poles. We have 4 poles, not 2 poles, and they're not physical poles. They're magnetic polarity that pulls the magnetism from one, like a ping pong. North and south does the same thing. That's why the toilet spins one way in the southern portion of the magnetic polarity sphere, not a ball, because that's magnetism. Like, you got a left and fucking right brain, don't you? Hello. Use your fucking common sense. So, how many books are in your Bible? I don't have any books in Bible. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Praise Yeshua. There's no fucking Yeshua. There's no such thing as Yeshua. That's a slang translation of the Hamashiach's name. You're a Satanist. No Yahushua Hamashiach, no Yahweh. You're a fucking idiot. No, you're not, because you've actually done some research. That's not his name, and it doesn't say name. It says Shem. So how many books? There's no such thing as this word here that you just used, because you're so childish as an adult-only stream. You should probably just be quiet, because you'll step on your dick again. This word Bible means book. And it wasn't written on paper, and now it's written on the hearts of the bride. And there's no vowels in Hebrew. So what the fuck are you putting A's, E's, I, O's, and U's with Hebrew? With your barnyard fucking Yeshua Jesus, your Satan and Jesus. It's same shit. You're doing the same fucking thing. And they're no different than putting Jesus down there. See how fucking stupid you look now? Like you can't learn shit. That's what he said. Don't add a jot, and now you've added a yod. More than one yod to his Shem. He said before Abraham was I am, remember? In Greek, because there were yods, and right? But that's Hebrew. But in the old Jewish book written, why are you adding vowels to Hebrew? See how fucking stupid you look? You might want to go back and change your Shem name or whatever, because that's not a scriptural or biblical name. It has value, but it doesn't. He said don't add. Remember? And you said you called it a book, Bible. It's not a Bible. Was written on paper. You don't know what you're talking about. You hear nothing about the Council of Nicaea? Probably not. So why do you care how many books? There's 53 in the Old Testament, right, that were canonized at the Council of Nicaea that I asked if you know anything about that. 13 in the New. I know of 22 reject. I know the Dead Sea Scrolls, but I bet you if I asked you something out of just this New Testament, you'd fail word after word definition. So you already have failed because you're adding vowels to Hebrew. There's no vowels in Hebrew. So don't you think how silly that is? When he said don't add a jot or a tittle, and that isn't even a letter. Those are the smallest punctuation in all of the, remember, the Old Testament. So three-gender psychobabble. That's Jesus Christ, the one that I'm talking about right now. This guy's Yeshua. This is the addition Jesus. Remember? The deadly head wound that was healed, Jesus. Constantine, Satan. Thought he's going to lose his ass to these Gothic tribes, these Visigoths, Vandals, these Nordic tribes that went after all these Samarias, the Nordic tribes, all these northern, went after Baphomet. God of three genders, man, beast, and woman. That's their Yeshua. That's their Yahweh. That's their Jesus. That's a perverted. You perverted. So stop perverting the text. They defiled Julius Caesar. It's the JC initials. Let's see. Yeah, of Nazareth. Christ was not of Nazareth. A beast isn't a gender. Look at this person like they know what they're talking about. Well, it is to them. Remember? Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Isn't that hilarious? You know what I'm saying? They go after their Baphomet worship. Their God of three, man, beast, and woman. Catholicism. So, but it doesn't matter what you think. You still go after Jesus Christ that has three genders. Your three gender, three booby Jesus, I like to call him. I don't know if he had three boobies or not, but your booby Jesus, your Jesus has boobies. Father didn't have flesh. Christ didn't have breasts. So get out of here now. Leave. Get away from me, you Satanist slimeball. Seriously, these people are just, they love to just pervert. The Hebrew word is froward. Add, twist, warp. That's idolatry. So I won't have it. Remember, I have the interlinear Textus Receptus. I have the rejected text in a smaller version. I have a whole library of these books that I've studied for decades, and you don't use the text that was canonized. So you have to, what did Major say? I didn't see Major say anything. Modern. I don't see any Major in here. Did you say Major? Oh, her. Oh, well. Major, are you still here? Was that to say Major Diecast? What did that say? Oh, nice. Oh, Majori. Majori. This is a Majori Diecast. This guy's forgot, like, dude, that's an old school, man. I had all the Majori monster trucks I bought for my son. That's a brand of diecast. Or I don't know if he's a diecast collector, but that could be it too. Sometimes diecast collecting gets in the way. Don't even want to go there. I have yeah, let's not talk about diecast. But anyways, are you still in here? Diecast? Hot Wheels? No, just kidding. I'm just messing with you. So we can talk about it at a later time and date. I want to see if it answers question at the end. The question. The dies have been cast. No, but seriously, that's a boy. I have a brother who owned diecast stores and malls, and and I'm not going to go there. I know quite a bit about diecast. I cannot believe the money that I'd spent, and should have bought silver, but that all could have been taken. She got tattoos. They can't take your tattoos from you, but that's a diecast, obviously, company that I've spent a lot of money going and chasing now. And some of the Majori made a line of monster trucks in the 80s, and they're tough to find. And I had every stinking one of them, most of them times too. So I had every monster truck ever made. But I can't had a thing for collecting diecast, but I sold it all. So gave it away. I still have some. Only thing I have left is, I don't think I have any of the Majori trucks. Yeah, I used to have quite the weapons collection, but my brother stole that from me with my silver and everything. He stole $275,000 worth of stuff from me. And he's a fucking millionaire. Prick. That's okay. I don't care. Whatever. He stole 5 pounds of silver from my son. That sucks. His own nephew. 5 pounds of silver he steals from his own nephew. And he's a millionaire. He got fucking more money than he knows what to do with. All my family, they have a lot of money. They're wealthy. Fucking actor bullshit. Racing, acting. That's what I'm saying. My race car. My brother's owned die-cast stores because he was into racing. So I get shit that you can't even get it. That they don't even, majority don't make, and things like that. That's why I said I don't want to talk about it, because you know what I'm saying? Everybody always takes from me off my back. Remember Marshall? Even if my son took from me, that's all right. Whatever, if he needed it, he can take it. I don't care. He's my son. But I don't think he needed. I mean, he may needed whatever, but I don't care. Whatever. It ain't about that. Anyways, back to what we were saying. You notice he said we're supposed to be like gold and silver. I stay out of all these other books. I've studied these books for decades, and they don't do anything for me anymore. They just don't do anything for me. Nobody stole my die-cast. I sold my die-cast. My brother stole all my stuff. I sold all the die-casts and bought survival things. Freeze dryers, generators. I don't even want to go into lots of things, but I could have made a lot of more money at one time, and then they crashed, but then they came back up, and I think I averaged about, when I looked at it, about $25 a truck overall across the board, but $23 to $25 a truck, no matter what truck it was. So, and I had other things too, but that was the majority of what I had collected as far as through the years was monster trucks for my son. I'd take him to the monster truck shows and collect the Micro Machine monster trucks, the majority. There's multiple. Matchbox made a line, Hot Wheels made a line. There's just, but I sold them all and bought a lot of survival equipment and stuff like that. Bought a lot of stuff for other people, and end up getting stolen by my own brother. So, yeah, oh yeah. No, my son's people used to come over to his room. They're like, dude, this is like a freaking being in a die-cast shop. I said, well, his uncle works for NASCAR. Both of his uncles work for NASCAR. And, I obviously have a thing for, collecting these trucks for him, and know they'll have value later and something he can put away. And if he wants it later, he at one time offered it all to him, and they were his. I was like, hey, you want all this, these trucks? I'm going to sell all this stuff. I can't keep holding on to it. And it's got value, but it's gone down and come back up. And, it's yours, dude. He's like, Dad, I enjoyed that stuff so much. He used to give away all this. My son was very giving. He had a lot of duplicates and things like that, but he would give away a lot of his toys. I had to kind of tell him to slow down sometimes. Like, Elijah, you can't give somebody a toy every time. You've given some of these people 3 and 4 and 5 trucks. I understand, that's fine, but couples, that's fine. You don't need to give them your whole collection. Oh, Dad, I have a lot though, but Elijah, why don't you save those for other ones when you meet, some of those other ones, kids that you don't have. I don't care that you give away these trucks at all. Not at all. But don't give away your whole collection to, one kid, not like your whole, but 3 and 4 and 5. And, if it was like somebody who was your best friend or something, Elijah, but I'm paying for those too, Elijah. Okay. I work hard for everything we have. This don't come for free. You know that. So, and I don't have any problems, but he would, things like that. And he was really good about, like, he wouldn't give kids that would, like, he knew if he messed up his toys or anything, I'd just throw them away. Just throw them away. Don't beat up your toys. You can play hard with them, but if you break them, then we throw them away. We just get a different, just kind of teach him to try to take care of his stuff. And so he'd try to get the kids not to beat them up, and, because the wheels and stuff would get bent and then they wouldn't roll the same. The kids would be throwing them around, and, and they play hard with them, and they're really tough little trucks. But he was always very giving and would give away a lot of his toys and stuff and didn't ever care. I never did mind, like I said, he did. I just told there were some times I know he just kind of overdid it with some kids because they just were taking advantage of his niceness, I guess, to make it, So, uh, but anyways, he had a lot of, different collections, and he was, and it's because his uncles worked for NASCAR, and he had things that you can't get, things they didn't sell, promotional cars, things like that. My brothers work for NHRA, which is Monster Jam, Columbia Drag Boat Association, all these, local, I've done some things with them in the past, my brothers, but, you know, I don't have family. They don't care about me. They'll never call me or talk to me ever again. I'll never talk to any of my blood. They don't care about me or my son or anything. So um, that's why they came and took everything, because they don't like me or my son, because I'm not like them. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be rich. I don't want any of those things. I do the opposite. Actually, I've been their worst nightmare since I guess I was born. They've never liked me. So, and they didn't. They liked my son until he couldn't fit in his little Dale Earnhardt, keychain size, little fucking puppy size anymore. And then they just threw him to the side, so treated him like shit because they didn't like me, but that's okay. Elijah knows that. So, um, and he's a good young man. Like I said, he was always very caring. Yeah, when we go up around the racetrack and stuff, and I used to take him to lots of Monster Jam shows, and he has, like I said, I think the only thing I ever really held on to out of all his collection is I have some signed trucks still and some signed cases uh, that I didn't sell. I sold all of it. And like I said, it made a lot of money, and he didn't want it. That's what I'm saying. He's like, "Nah, Dad, just take it. I enjoyed it. Just sell it. You'll use it. You'll take and you'll buy the right things with it. I could sell it. I know, Dad." I said, "Elijah, some of these trucks were a lot of money. You're sure you don't want?" "No, Dad, I'm fixing cars, and I'm doing, tuner cars, and he didn't have the time for it." But he gave up a couple $100,000. But he knew, and I bought a lot of survival equipment, things for him too, for surviving and things like that, and um, some silver for him and things like that. Put some silver up for him out of that, and kind of baked. And then it all got taken. Lost every bit of it. Lost it all, to include the 20 pounds of silver that I'd had too. My brother also took 20 pounds of silver from me. So, um, but that's the way it works. Father always does that to me. He crushes me all the time. So I'm used to that. I don't think it'll ever stop until I die. So I'm just don't have that. Didn't get that life. Everybody gets kind of off my back, you know. But that's okay. I'm all done owning things now. I don't want to own anything anymore. Like I said, so I just paid the ministry off, and I really wish I didn't even have those other 20 acres, but I'll figure out something here soon to do. I think I'm moving the hip camp over there, and all I need to do is just build one cabin, and it'll pay for itself. So next spring, I'll have to pay for it for a few more months, 4 or 5 more months, and then I'll put a cabin on there, and already have been purchasing materials and trading materials to build it out. So, but anyways, uh, yeah, yeah, I'm ready. I'm over the physical possession thing, and I know we have to have things, but all I'm really trying to do is get on the road now and share the gospel. That's all I want to do. Just have enough money to eat and travel. I don't need to do anything else. I'm all done. My bucket list is long filled, and I don't need anything to do anything. One more thing, die. Gotta die, and then I'll be happy. So, but I can accomplish a lot of things between now and the time of my death, though, I guarantee you. In Father's service, more ministries, food tithe all around the world, and a continual push towards, um, trying to be more like him, just more and more every day. Less of me and more of him. Less of me and more in him. And I've known that. That's why I can't change the habitual, the way he shaped me. My life doesn't, I don't ever not There's no days I don't go by, I don't think of God, I don't talk to him, I don't have a relationship with him. I spend more time with him than I do anybody else in my life ever. Have I ever spent more time with anybody? I have a relationship with Father. I have a relationship with, Christ. So um, he knows my voice because I just talk to him. That's what it is to pray, to have face-to-face time with Father. So I can have that out here in the middle of the day. Remember, there's no sounds, there's no noises, there's no neighbors, there's no distraction around. Nothing will take my attention away from him. Even when I'm mad, when I'm working, well, at him, I'm mad at him, I still think about him. So I can't get over it. I know, whatever. I think about two things more than anything: death and Father, Christ. I don't know how your brain works, but mine. And then I have all that other madness going on in there. the voices inside of my head, right? Whatever. It's all just a process. It's a working machine in there, or whatever, if you will. But my brain is more like a computer than a brain, I guess. But it'd be nice to be free of the flesh, because the flesh is what makes me weak. But no, that's okay, Ziggy. You can still own things. You know what I'm saying? No, he didn't have a YouTube channel. He was a moderator in here. So. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a day. So I got all that fence fixed. All the fencing in front. There was like 2 or 3 or 3 of them that came down. They've been up there for 6 or 7 years, so they need some maintenance. It's my bad for letting the one go. I think it kind of tugged the other ones down. But now my eyes just hurt today. Just one of these days. I'm not tired. I'm probably not going to go. I got plenty of sleep last night. My eyes have just been. I got some sawdust in my eyes too a couple times today, cutting those damn boards. So they've just been bothering me since then. Some days are better, and my eyes are always, since I was young, always hurt. People always got on me, man, you know what's wrong? You always use eye drops all the time. That's just ruining your eyes. I'm like, yeah, but it does. My eyes always feel dry, and after the grenade, this whole eye on the right side is just, and this eye tries to make up for this eye. Some eyes are just tired a lot, like not, I'm saying, not tired, like they just from overworking because of what the right eye is gone with the right eye. So yeah, my damn eyeballs hurt. So yeah, no, I mean, there's dusty. I'm in one of the most, I say like I live on the moon, out here. I don't mean that, but it's super, powdery out here. So it's on everything. Yeah, but we got a lot done out here today. I started working on the chicken coop, and trying to get that finished for the ladies. So I'm gonna have to find, like I said, I got to start working on that cabin, because that was supposed to be Elijah and Adriana's property. That's the one they were gonna take over the payments on it, and that's the only reason I kept it. But I think I'm gonna put, because I don't think I'm gonna ever see my son again. I may, but I just don't. I don't want to say anything. I don't know. There's just nothing. I don't have anything. Remember, I don't have nothing. I have a hired attorney, paid tens of thousands of dollars, and he won't even talk about my son, who's on my case. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll get all, it's like just even the gold and silver that just got taken from me, that could have paid that land off and the ministry, and how much it's gone up, and a double cab. Remember? That got taken, and then I just spent another 30 pounds of silver. I added, it's about 30 pounds, because it was tens of thousands of dollars, and then all that, I think it was over 11,000 in gold alone, And I just gave all that up too, you know, and he won't even talk to me about my son. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'll ever see him again. My daughter, I don't think they're alive. So I wish, not wish, but I just don't have any evidence to show that they're still alive. But maybe they are. And I've said that I think if my son is alive, my daughter's alive. And I think if my son's gone, my daughter's gone too. So, if I could report him on his body seen, and somebody was looking for him while I couldn't look for him, it'd be one thing. But to know that nobody's looking for him, that his body is just laying there. If he's dead, his corpse is rotting. And so is my daughter's, I'm sure of it. So I just want somebody to look for him. If I can't go look for him because they want to do their legal stupid thing, why won't anybody, and why won't my attorney even talk to me about him? That's what I gave him the money. When I gave him, I said, hey, I'm giving you this money because I need something to start, and there was a post. It's not a big deal, Tracy. Come on. That's not going to make a big deal in the case. I said, yeah, John, it does. Every day I fucking wake up and I have to know that my son, I can't get this taken care of until I get this no contact order, and nobody's looking for my son. I've already reported him dead to Josephine County. They won't take a report. Remember, they threatened to throw me in jail saying that my daughter. Then I call the state police like you told me, and they tell me they can't even take a report for him. And they're the ones who shot him with his hands over his fucking head. What do you mean you don't have jurisdiction? So I don't know. Father's in control, and he'll do whatever he wants with me. Obviously, in this case, is something. I think if somebody made a movie or a blog about this, you just would never believe it was even true. Even if somebody just went and watched the live stream from 17 days leading up to the SWAT raid, and then could filter out some of this other and just watched in this case, they would say there's no way this guy hasn't had a heart attack. How has he not had a severe heart attack? How has he not had to go himself checked in for fucking some kind of fucking, he's a veteran, PTSD, his son is fucking missing, and they threatened to throw him in jail. They threw him in jail. Oh my God, he's talking to the police about trying to find his son. Here he is. Look, we have him on video. He's talking to the police officer. Okay, he's not threatening him. He's saying, you need to look for my son. You pig, you stupid. Why aren't you trying to find, you're going on other people's properties and harassing them when you could be trying to find my son. You go into people's house and harassing it. He turns around and files retaliatory charges against him and throws him in jail. I get thrown in jail for trying to get the cops to do their job to go look for my son. Remember? I get, how many times have been threatened of arrest to be thrown in jail for just trying to report my son dead or missing, or my daughter? I just keep getting thrown in jail or threatened to be thrown in jail. Pat Wilkie, stop trying to talk about your son being murdered. He's a Josephine County judge. I'm saying this is the judge. This is the county that reported my son missing in. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Stop talking, or I'm going to come where you're at and have somebody come where you're at and arrest you and throw you in jail. So I don't think anybody would even think it's true. Seriously, I don't know how I haven't had a heart attack. I fucking had a heart attack and died out here from fucking stress. Wake up every day, can't report your son or daughter murdered or missing. That's kind of stressful, It's a little stressful. It's hard to just go on with life like it's okay. Most people get to report their kids fucking murdered or missing. So somebody's out there looking. I don't get that luxury. Remember, I don't have any rights except for First Amendment right. I've been stripped, and every other right has been taken from me and violated. I only have one left. People wonder why I come in here. Well, I kind of owe it to YouTube, saved my life. So I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for YouTube. So all these people get pissed off that I'm here, take it up with YouTube. Father created YouTube, remember? So anyways, I don't care what happens to me, brothers, sisters. The best thing can happen to me right now would be death. I feel like Father is being absolutely the cruel. I know personally, I don't mean to go there, but as a veteran, you know, as a farmer, if something's suffering and I can't help it or fix it, I will fucking kill it to not see it sit there and suffer. Continue it. Like what you see, go watch the live stream. I didn't have $11,000 fucking dollars because I spent it on my goddamn attorney who won't even look for my son, so I couldn't even save my dog's fucking life. And if I had $11,000, I would have fucking spent it that day. I would have fucking spent it to try to save my fucking dog. But I can't even get my attorney to talk to me that the money that I gave him to, and it's been, I'm just a couple weeks away from trial, and he ain't even calling me. So I don't know how I'm lost without my dog, just so you know. I am. I feel so fucking lost, so disattached to this world without Tango now. I love Bone Bone, but, you know, I've only had Bone Bone for 5. I had Tango for almost 13 fucking years, man. So thank you, Father, for taking him right before I have to fucking go to trial and make it even harder my weeks leading up to trial without my fucking dog here. So, yep, I think Father's being totally cruel to me, and I think if in this case, I think it'd just be better to put me out of my fucking misery. I'm loving. I don't know. I would if I was God. I'd fucking kill me right now. Sit there and let me suffer like this, and nobody, not one person's ever come help my daughter or son. Nobody. Not in 18 fucking months has one person even stepped up. One single person ever stepped up to help them. Who cares? I'm a constitutionalist. These people suffer because of me. And I think I've made that very clear. The cops came and attacked him because they were pissed at me. He suffered because of me. That's why I stood up for him, because I know he's suffering because of me. They're doing it to him because of me, because they don't like me. Just like his mom treated him like shit because I wouldn't be with her. Just like my family treated him like shit because they didn't want to, because he wouldn't be like them. And he was more like me. And treated him like shit because they didn't like me. The fuck you treat my son like shit because you don't like me? Why are you treating him like shit? That's exactly what happened in this case. Yeah, and nothing's happened, Joe. Nothing's happened. Imagine. I'm still pleading for somebody to call, give me a call, hundreds of calls, guys, hundreds of calls, all these people. Oh, now it's been 18 months, and guess what, Joe? Now I have a new one added to my list. Possibly my dead son, or a son who hates me, who won't even call me now. I still haven't gotten a call. I still haven't gotten a fucking call. Nobody's called me yet. Remember the live stream, even the SWAT raid? Call me, guys. Somebody call me. I made all these calls, hundreds of calls. Still nobody to this day, 18 months later, has called me. Talk about being stuck in a fucking nightmare, man. Still nobody's called me. Now I can add my son to the list. And an attorney that had paid tens of thousands of dollars to my list now, too. See, I think it'd just be better for fucking God just to kill me. Maybe Pants will eat me. A puppy will eat me or something. Kitties will figure out how to get in here and eat me, and it'll be all right. I'll be okay. Death sounds like a vacation. It really does, but I ain't taking my life. It ain't gonna be me. Can't do that. I want to be with Father too much. I want to be with Shiloh. So, what do you want, Bubbin? And my dog's all fucked up too, so I'm having a hard time because he's having a hard time too. He's having a hard time. So, I know, Bubbin. I love you. You're my best guy. You were a good boy today, helping the dad all day today, huh? Helping the dad, just being a good helper. You were helping Dad, huh? Even got in the inside of the Toyotas and the 4Runner and hanging out with the dad. He wants. We need to get him on the road, man. I need to take this dog on the road, or he's gonna be without me, and I'm gonna go to jail. How fucked up is that? So he's probably suffered. You know, he did a lot. He stayed here. Remember, Marshall would let him. He would let Marshall take him out of here. No, I know. I know. What do you want? What do you want? You want to go on the road, huh? He's ready to go. He just lost without his brother. His whole routine is fucked up, guys. You can look at him and tell he's suffering, man. And I try not to, and I'm trying to be positive, and it's not me because he's still happy with me, and we had a good day today, but he just remembers his brother. See, he knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking. He's so fucking smart, man. Be all right, buddy. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We just gotta go one day at a time, man. One day at a time. I love you. I love you. You're a good boy. You were an excellent boy today. You're my best puppy I have. You're the only puppy I have now, but I love you the best. You're my best bone. Thank you for being the best puppy there ever was. You're the best, biggest guy ever big. You're my big now. You're my biggest bone, and I love you. So. No. So. Are you gonna be crazy? Crazy like your dad? Are you gonna be crazy? Are you gonna be crazy? Or are you just laying down? You're just laying down. You're a handsome guy. Oh, he's getting crazy. He's gonna be crazy. Yeah. See, he smells his brother over there. He gets all weird when he goes over there. That's where he smells him the most. That's where Tango was. That was his spot. So Tango laid over there, and he laid over here. So he didn't lay over in that spot very often. So it's kind of weird. So, but yeah, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I can't change a damn thing. Yeah, well. I know, what is it? Tomorrow is, what is tomorrow? Is tomorrow the 9th? Is tomorrow the 9th? Or the 8th? 8th or the 9th? I can't keep track of the days anymore. I don't want to. I just know on the 24th I have a, and then 1 week later, it's, and like I said, I don't want to say what's going to happen because anything can happen between now and then. But maybe then it'll be over. I mean, I'm either going to jail or I'm not, right? So that's what it's coming down to. So that's how I'm trying to get everything tidied up here at the farm if I can. Get all these boards, get everything. So if I'm gone for, I don't even know how long I'll be going to fucking jail. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy? Here I am weeks away from going to trial. And I don't even know if they convicted me, which makes no sense because they dropped my daughter's charges for the same charges they're charging me with. They've been holding me for the same charges 14 months later. They still have the same charges against me that they charged her with 18 months ago. They charged me with the same charges times 2. They dropped her charges and they won't drop mine. So I'm here 2 weeks away from, from trial, and they won't even, like I said, I didn't get my attorney to even fucking call me. And he's paid. He's one of the top attorneys in the state. He's $500 fucking an hour. Remember? Just 1 hour, I could go get that rooftop tent that I, need to go on the road, man. This shit, I cannot believe all the money. I could have 4 double cab Tacomas, at least, yeah, nice ones too, for as much as I've thrown out on this, just to try to help my son who, they were trying to go after him because of me. So it is what it is. I have to deal with it. Like I said, I have to live with it. I got him killed. I'm the one who got him killed. If Marshall shot him over that fucking gold and silver, it's my fault. It's my fault for not taking the gold and silver like he told me to go on the road and go buy the double cab Tacoma. Oh, Dad, stop it. I know you don't like nicer things and fancy things. You think you need a piece of shit truck and you're going to try to find that space cab. Don't buy that. Buy that double cab, the newer one, newer body style, and go on the road. And see, now I don't even, Tango's gone. That's why I needed the double cab. I don't need the double cab now. Pants doesn't need a double cab. So remember, I can't get no fucking double cab. I have assets. I got land. I paid the ministry off, but this isn't mine. I don't consider this mine. I paid off the other 5 acres. That's my parcel, whatever. I still got a land payment on the other, but tens of thousands of dollars, and I can't even get the attorney to call me, So I'll have to live with that. If Marshall killed him over that fucking gold and silver, it's my fault. Because Elijah told me to go spend it. Somebody's going to steal it from you, Dad. So he was right, huh, Marshall? So fuck, man. I have to live with that for every day and be tormented that. No matter as long, every day that I live, I'll have to know that. And then same thing with Adriana. I'm just as culpable for getting her fucking killed too. Because I told Marshall, hey, one day this case is going to be over. Now and what? Wow. Weeks away from that date, which was years ago, and said, I'm going to talk to her. You said you had the silver. Now you're saying she has it. You took the gold. You're supposed to not spend the silver. You said you spent some, but now you're saying you don't have it. You're saying I'm just going to get my dog and go. And I think because he had already spent the money, he had already taken it from Elijah. That's why he said to me, he got in an argument with him. Didn't tell me that until more than a year later. And if I wouldn't have said that to him, you know what I'm saying? And said, hey, I'm going to talk to Adriana someday. Marshall, this case is not going to go on forever. You said you had my silver and gold, and now you're saying she has it. I'm just going to get my dog and go. So I think he had already taken the gold from Elijah and silver, whatever. And Elijah said, hey, give that back to my dad. And Marshall said no. And something bad happened there. Something went wrong. Something fucking terribly wrong. And I didn't find that out until later, remember? And I've documented all this. And then, so I think he went and lured Adriana down there and then killed her. Because he knew that I'd talk to Adriana someday and figure out what happened, what he did with that silver and gold. So I'm responsible for the death of both my son and my daughter if they're dead, if Marshall killed them. Because that gold and silver got him fucking killed. It's not going to get any easier in my life. There's nothing in my life that's going to get easier. I have to live with this every fucking day. And I think about this every fucking day. And now I have to just sit here and try to be patient and wait for this case to either I'm going to jail and it's all gone. They get away with this for, I'm going to file an appeal, but I'm saying. I'll live with that. So if I have the opportunity to leave the country, I'm going to leave because my son would want me to leave. That's what he asked me to do and I had to listen to him. So. I'm just disgusted though at nobody wants to help my son or daughter. I've been asked, remember I lost Lady and Red, the moderator, because she fucking got shitty with me, trying to gaslight me like she couldn't do anything. Yeah, I've even asked, remember I don't ask this ministry to do anything anymore. I already did. I put my fucking neck out there. Ended up losing my #1 moderator, over it. Because I asked for fucking help. And it backfired in my face, so. I'm not going to ever ask anybody for help ever again. I'm just saddened. My heart is just fucking completely sad. No victims advocacy, no outside agency. Remember, I've even asked to be put in fucking protective custody. Remember, Paul Palmer? Oh, I can't do that, Remember? They won't do it. So, I've asked for asylum. I pleaded to any country outside of the world to please get me out of this country before my fucking dog was gone. and please take me and my dogs and my animals, and that's it, and I'll leave. And give me asylum. I'm being assaulted and battered, and my daughter and son have been murdered, and nobody will help me here in America. So I pleaded to other countries, you know what I'm saying? I pleaded to other countries, please come get me out of this country. I am not safe here. Remember, they were running over my fucking pole at the end of the driveway. I have all the forensics. I pulled it. I've done this for a living. I was a cop. I know it was them driving over my property to harass me and menace me. But they hold menacing charges against me for just asking him to go look for my son. So I've had every right taken away from me. I don't have a Second Amendment right anymore. I don't own any fucking weapons. They took them from me. Remember when I said, hey, you need to go look for my son? They came and took my weapons from me. So I don't have a Second Amendment. They violated my Fourth, violated my Fifth, violated my Sixth, violated my Eighth, violated my 12th. You know what I'm saying? But so I don't have any more rights left as an American. You do, but I don't. Fuck, I serve this country. I'm a fucking honorably discharged veteran, and I've had every right stripped away from me. And I don't even have a fucking record. Right now, I don't have a record, and I don't have any rights. So it's hard to get up every day to be, you know, a constitutionalist, a U.S., you know, somebody took an oath to the Constitution, and to see my rights, the other people's violated, but to have mine violated, you know, it's like, so I don't care what happens to me. What are they going to do? Put me in fucking jail? Okay, let's get it done so I get the fuck out of there someday if they don't fucking take me in another room. Oh, come here. Tracy, Werner, come here. Okay, I guess I'm fucking leaving the jail now, going in the little white van, you know, whatever they're going to do to me. So, but it's okay. It'll all be done here soon, maybe, huh? I'll tell you what, it feels to me like it's just going to get a lot worse forever. It gets better at this point, though. So, at least in my life. But if I have the ability to leave, I'm going to leave. I don't care if I leave with no money in my pocket. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go. So, I got the vehicle fixed. I'm so upset at Father for what the fuck he did to me. He does shit like that to me that I sometimes have such a fucking hard time with Father to make me get that vehicle fixed 2 fucking times, which means I had to pay 2 fucking times to get it fixed. I couldn't afford it the first time. Remember, I just spent all my money to get my fucking trying to keep my dog alive. You know, it's $300 for a fucking x-ray, right? I think I had 3 x-rays, fucking punctured his stomach, trying to relieve the fucking whatever was going on with the stomach flipping around, the morphine, the fucking IV. I spent a lot of fucking, I spent all the money I had. And I don't even have the money to pay my taxes, you know, let alone have money to go on the road. I'm going to fucking leave either way. I don't care. I'll leave with nothing. I told you I'll walk out of here if I have to. I'm not going to just sit here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to just sit here. I need to go for Elijah. You know what I'm saying? I need to go. If I have the ability to go, I need to get in the vehicle and go and make the attempt to go. And I got my passport. Remember, Marshall stole my passport. So I had to go pay for another fucking passport, just like I had to pay 2 times. And then I had to drive all the way into town. And they fucked that Toyota. They fucked my Toyota bad. The guy's like, I can't believe he even made it here. And it was icy. He said that vehicle should have never made it here. Your steering, you had no steering. I said, no, it only went left or right. And he said, yeah, I know. I said about 5 times they asked him and tried to come around. He's like, I don't know how you just didn't drive off the road. You have no steering. It's tight. They tightened it back up, but there really is no steering. Your steering is gone. I said, I know. I was fucking thought I was going to wreck. He's like, I'm going to get this taken care of for you, you know. And they did, but it cost me fucking 2 times. Why did Father do that shit to me? You know what I'm saying? Why would he do that to me? Why would he make me pay fucking twice? You know, I'd have kept spending money. If I didn't get on the phone to the Toyota dealership and say, hey, look, I need to make an appointment. I'm here in, Silver Lake, Curse Valley, and they're unable to get this fixed. And I need to make an appointment. And as soon as and I said it to them, okay, I've made an appointment. Then they just stopped, put it back together. They didn't, and I had to pay for all those fucking hours. And the guy was like, I'm sorry, but we worked on the vehicle. I'm sorry we get fixed. I'm like, are you serious, Father? You're going to fucking make me pay for this shit? And then I had to, drive all the way into town and pay the gas to do that, which is okay. But that's what I was trying to hopefully avoid. And they just didn't have an appointment at the time. They were super busy. So I booked one here, and they do good work here. I've never heard of anybody ever that happening to. The guy didn't even know what the hell was going on. So it's just things like that. I don't know why Father did that, because remember, that's kind of like the last of the money I fucking had. The last of the money I had, actually, I just took, remember, I just got food. So, because I need food on the road, and I'm sure I can figure out fuel if I bring a hammer and a tool belt and a chalk line, and I'll have to go figure out where my tool belt's at and go build something on the road. I'll find somebody who'll let me work for them for cars or something, get some gas money, and keep going. So that is what I am preparing for. I'm not planning for anything. You know what I'm saying? Father's going to do whatever he wants in my life. So I'm preparing to go to jail. So I'm spending time with my dog. I'm glad I hung out with my dog before I lost my other dog, because I was not getting as much done out here as I could, but it's okay. I don't have to get anything done. Everything's done that needs done. I just need to make sure the animals keep getting fed. We got 5 eggs today. So, yeah, I've been thinking about growing it back out, just because just getting tired of the shave every other day. Otherwise my facial hair is growing so fucking fast right now. My nails and my hair are growing so fast. I get these spurts where my hair and my nails grow, just like trim my nails every 2-3 days. I have to, it's like, how do your nails grow that damn fast? But I don't eat a lot of crap, remember? I only eat a lot of red meat. I eat a lot of red meat. I eat a lot of protein, a lot of eggs, organic eggs and stuff. So I keep myself, a lot of protein in my body as much as I can, because I know this stress is burning it out. That's what hurts me more than anything. I think my body's the stress drains the energy out of my body, So, but I'll get it figured out. I want to get that clamshell thing. I think I'm going to pass on that other one, because I'm really concerned. I think I'm glad I didn't have the money if I was to buy it, because it's like $500, but it's an old, clamshell that pops up like this. Because a hotel room's like what, 100, 150 a night? I mean, 3 or 4 hotel room nights, and I've already made up on that clamshell thing or whatever. It's not a clamshell, it's a roof nest, I think is what they call it. But I don't think I should buy that one, because I keep looking, problem with the zippers, could have problem with the zippers, which would be expensive to get replaced. I'd pay almost as much just to have a zipper fixed, to have a seamstress or a upholsterer to come in there and then tearing the canvas and stuff. So I need not to rush it. I'm going to wait. And even if I have to leave and go on the road or something, I'm going to try to get the newer one with the, something that the canvas hasn't been weathered and, so I think if I spend about $600 or $800, I'll be able to get a roof nest, and it's a little more than I wanted to spend. But even, if I'm going to be on the road for 2 or 3 months, that's going to save me a considerable amount of money in hotel rooms. So that's all I need to get before I go on the road. Everything else, I'm not going to worry right now. I'm going to do a tune-up on it, before I go or whatever. But I got this suspension fixed. I bought tires. I bought rims. I bought the other. I was having some issue with that. I think that might have been what the problem with that other wheel the guy showed me too. Was having an issue on that one side too. Is that wheel had some issues or whatever. It was an old Toyota wheel, but I got new wheels. I bought used tires, used tires for it, but didn't get super aggressive once. But I figured I was going south for the winter. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, I think once I get that, I'll be ready to go on the road. I was going to try to bring a tag trailer, but I was actually outside today. I was looking at it. I have one of those basket things for the back that go in the hitch. So I'm going to use that. And I have the, the rack up top, but the rack, remember, was going to be the where the roof nest goes up there. That's where I'm going to mount that roof nest up top. That's why I put that up there, so I can mount that up there like that. It's a really nice, roof rack. It'll work really well for one of those as a mounting, to mount that too. So I think once I do that, I'm not gonna really care too much, about anything else. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so that's it. Then I'm gonna go try to make some memories, not worry about owning anything. Like I said, I'm over the physical. So that's just a thing I need. So I have to rent hotel rooms. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to rent a hotel room once. I don't want to rent no hotel rooms. I'll bring some soap and washcloth and go get some, go take a, go get some bucket water out of the river and bring my stove and go take buckets in hot bucket showers in the river, you know, and clean myself up in the river somewhere. I'll find water along the way. I don't need to go to have a bed to sleep in a hotel room. That's maybe every once in a while, but I don't need to. I don't actually try not to use a hotel room at all. And I think by getting that roof nest, that'll give me the ability to not do the hotel thing at all, because so it'll work out, right? So that's what I'm preparing for. I won't have to worry about. I'll just, and like I said, I probably should go to jail with some money on my books though. So I better have some money before I go, because I don't want to go to jail. No, last time I went there, I remember I had money, but I didn't, because I had to bail myself out. So I didn't get any commissary or anything. And then the time before I had, like $3 or something like that. So we got like 9 coffees. 9 coffees in 2 weeks doesn't last 2 weeks. So in jail, 9 coffees don't make it 2 weeks. So I need to have some money this time before I go there. I need to figure out something else too before I court date. I need to go with some cash in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? That way, because if they arrest me that day, and they probably won't, you know, they're going to throw the mandatory minimum at me. I know that for sure. So it probably won't just get probation. I'll probably go to jail for a while or a little bit, I would imagine. It's the mandatory minimum, so they're not going to give me some easy you had your chance for probation, so they'll probably send me to jail. So um, that's the other reason why I'm trying to get everything straightened up around here, because I might be gone for a little while and I don't want things falling apart. Over the winter it's hard on the thing. So I've fixed fences now for a few days to get all the fencing fixed now, so it's nice. And all the fences I think around here will work to last for years again, hopefully. And I want to get that lady's chicken coop so they're nice and warm for, I may be gone in December, January, February, March, April. There's still 3 or 4 months of cold out here. So I want them to be warm while I'm gone. So I might not get out. I might get out in a year. I might get out a couple of years. I don't know how long I'll be facing. So I don't know. They're putting, I got 6 charges right now, 7 charges. So um, probably won't go easy on me. And if they threw the book at me, they're gonna put me in there as long as they possibly fucking can. I know that. So, um, but I'm just going one day at a time now, right? So here we are, just a few weeks away from the court date, and this all they'll have to do something about it. Then they can't run from it any longer, right? So um, I appreciate it. I probably shouldn't keep you guys, you know. I talk more about gold and silver, but I don't want to talk about that right now. Like I said, I probably got my son and daughter killed over gold and silver. So, um, but I'll probably bounce off here, guys. I worked today and a little wore out. Like I said, I'm getting close, and I miss my dog. So many times today. I missed him a lot today. I don't know why I missed him so much today. I'm just moving around working, and I'm just used to him being there, and so kind of a hard day. I didn't have the best day today. I just really thought about my puppy a lot today. Um, it's kind of wearing on me that he's gone. You know, I'm still kind of in shock. He was like my son, you know. I had him for almost 13 years, so it's like I lost a kid, you know what I mean? Uh, but that's why it was a little bit harder today. Like I said, there was like 2 times I didn't mean to do it when I saw Pants walk around me, and I thought I saw Tango today 2 times, and it fucked me up, man. That's why I'm a little wore out. I'd probably stay here another couple hours, but that just messed with me hardcore today. You know, he was working with me, and he walked around, and I saw his ass end because Tango was black and his old back end was black. And I thought I saw Tango 2 times today, and fuck, my heart jumped, and it killed me. And so I apologize. It just wore me out today with that happening. And then it was because he was on my mind a lot, right? And then I seen when he was out there with me, and then when I seen the back of his blood, I'm like, and it startled the fuck out of me. It really did. It dopamine dumped me hard is what it did. So I'm crashing right now, guys. I did 2 times. I dopamine dumped the fuck out of me. I thought I seen my dog out here, as I'm working, and I know he's dead. So it fucked with me, man, a lot. I haven't mentioned it, but it really messed with me pretty hard today. So I'm going to have to get used to it. I wasn't ready for him to go. He wasn't struggling. He had no health issues at all. He was perfectly healthy. Never did he have any health issues. So I thought he'd be around for another 4 or 5 years. So my heart is just in pieces and shambles, and it really messed with me today. And then that's what it did. Because, man, when I saw my heart just raced, and I was, and then like I realized I was where I was at, what I was doing, just, and it happened twice, just about the time that I was over it and kind of forgotten about it, bam, it happened again. And I'm like, so it's actually just thinking about making my chest hurt. So I'm going to get off here, brothers, sisters. Love you. Thank you so much for your time. Please go get those copper pennies from the banks right now. If you can, pick them up. They're still out there in circulation. Look through your change. They made copper and silver a strategic metal. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't force it, Joe. You have to endure the end. Otherwise, you won't get to be with Shiloh. Otherwise, I already would have taken my life and left here and done that. But you have to endure the end. We've already had that discussion in here. Can't kill yourself if you want to be with Father. So it's not possible. He said you have to endure the end to be saved. So the ones he chose will not kill themselves. No, they won't. They'll go through suffering because that's what it's about. So no matter how hard he makes it, they'll still love him. I don't mean to go there, but like, I didn't fucking hurt my kid, but you could beat your kids and they'll still love you. Yeah. Kids are amazing. So, I'm his kid, so I do what I do what I have to do. I would have already taken my life. I don't have anything to live for. What the fuck am I here for? I'm not here for anything other than this ministry right now. There's nothing here holding me on this rock. Nothing holding me here. Tango and my son were the 2 things that really kept me anchored, other than my faith, the faith that keeps me here. That's why that's it. But, there's nothing keeping me here. The only thing that's truly keeping me here 100% forward with you is this ministry. I would not be here if I didn't have this ministry. I wouldn't have probably left the U.S., I wouldn't take my life. I'd leave the U.S. I wouldn't fucking even give a fuck. I'd have a whole different, but you have to endure to the end. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be with Father, if you want to be with Shiloh, go check it out early. That's what the scripture says. So not going to be by my hands. I'll never, you know what I'm saying? Nope. I am 100% certain if you take your life, you won't go to heaven. What you think is fucking heaven, you won't. You'll sit there and gnash teeth. You'll go to hell. So if you want to be saved, he says you have to endure to the end to be saved. So can't take our lives. Can't do it early. Gotta it'll be like what the scripture says. They will wish for death, you know, but it will not find them. You know, they will plead, they will wish, they will, you know, but it won't find them. I'm in that position right now. Like, come on, death, come get me. You know, I'm ready to go home. But if it keeps me here for another 50 plus, you know, years, I'm not gonna check out early. So I don't have it in me to do I love Father more than that. I love Shiloh more than that. This life ain't shit. I'll be 52 and I don't do birth dates here. And what, Elijah just turned 26, so I'll be 52 on the 13th. So if I have to go for another 52 years, you know what I'm saying? I'll push out another 52. It's just 52 more years, man. This life ain't shit. There ain't nothing on this rock worth trading my eternal salvation for. Hell to the fuck no, there isn't. No woman. I don't care how good that pussy is. No man. I don't care who he is. If he thinks he's a badass, whatever, you know. Marshall probably killed my fucking son. Fucked up my dog. Do you think I care about Marshall? I don't give a fuck about Marshall. I'm not going to do anything and go, oh, I'm going to go kill Marshall. No, I'm not going to do that. No, fuck no. I don't care about Marshall at all. He'll have to deal with Father. Father will pay him back twice the judgments that he did to me. So that's for everybody who does what they do to Father's bride, you know. So can't check out early, you know. Okay? So if you want to endure to the end, then you're going to get your reward then. But if not, it'll get taken from you. So people don't love God. People don't love Shiloh. They don't love the Hamashiach, so they probably take their life and don't give a fuck. That's not me. I love Father. I love Shiloh more than anything on this rock. I don't love the dirt like that. I don't even love this flesh like that. And he puts me through a lot of fucking bullshit, unnecessary. Just like I said, paying 2 times to have my vehicle fixed. I thought I was finally going to have money to pay all my fucking land payments, have some money to pay me next month, you know, and all my taxes, you know, get thing and get the bit. Nope. All spent on a fucking dog. Instead, he took my dog. I'm driving there thinking, okay, I got the money. I'll get him taken care of. I'm glad that I sold the motorcycle. I gave it away for fucking like $4,000 under what I should have gave. I just gave the fucking thing away, but nope. Had to spend it on the dog and then ended up leaving with him in a fucking box that night. Father is just like nonstop. So who knows what he's going to do in the next 18 or 19 days with me. So don't be surprised if, who knows? There's no surprises in my life. I know when things calm, things are about to get a lot worse for me. So it's always been that way. So had a rough day today. Maybe tomorrow will be a better day. But, you know what I'm saying? And it was only because I just, like I said, miss my puppy so much. But I'll be back at it tomorrow. I want to get that lady's cage fixed there. So enjoy your night. If you want to support the ministry, come back. Like I said, I don't try to pick up subscribers. People subscribe to this channel if they want to subscribe to it, you know. So we'll be back tomorrow. Father willingly, or, you know, his will be done. And if you want to support the ministry, $10, $20 or something towards that nest or something if you got it. If not, don't worry about it. You don't have to give a single penny to ever spend a single dime to be a part of this ministry. As a matter, if you become part of this ministry, I have land, you can come live here for no charge. Come to the ministry. Come live a fucking zero cost lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the system. Bring your kids, bring your animals. I started out here in a fucking tent. There's multiple buildings out here. There's plenty of food, plenty of water, access to more, you know. Come live the dream, you know. So I don't want to grift anybody. I've been trying to give. So if somebody's going to help, I'm making a mention at the end. Here's your chance to give me a hand if you want to try to help me get that roof nest. That's what I'm shooting for. Otherwise, I don't have anything else right now. There's just nothing else. I don't need anything else. So I have a list of what to do to prepare to leave. It's not very big. It's pretty small. So, but don't feel obligated. Come back when you have more time. That's something I want you to come back. You know what I'm saying? When you have more time. That's what it says. If you find a man that's feeding you the meat, you know what I'm saying? Give him 10% of your earnings. I don't want your earnings. I want 10% of your time if you got that, because you can't print time. Can't make it up and you can't counterfeit it, right? So time's more important than anything to me, because then I trade time for knowledge. So time is my treasure. It truly is. So thank you for what you've given. And if I've taken any of it, I apologize. I've been known to be a time robber. I take a lot of time from a lot of people, but that's okay. It's just girded in Father's service. So, thank you, Father, for the ears that hear, and come back when you have some more time, and we'll see you on the next broadcast. We'll come sow some more seeds in here. So again, thumbs up doesn't cost anything. If you want to hit that button for a go, if you agreed with anything, you don't have to. Comments after the video are another good way to support the ministry. And once again, there's Cash App, PayPal, Bitcoin, whatever, some links in the description. There's a P.O. Box in there if you want to send me a license plate from your state. We'll hang it up here at the ministry on the front as soon as you drive up, on all the fencing that I put it up front. So, yeah, P.O. Box 921 Christmas Valley, Oregon. Send a license plate. Slow boat it, you know. Don't make it get here fast or anything. I think a few bucks or something. I think is probably what it costs. So I'll trade you if you want to trade or something like that too. I got some Oregon plates. If you don't, you don't just want to give one, I'll do a trade too. I'm a horse trader. So, all right. If you're seeing the restream, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you coming in. I'll see you guys again tomorrow, if that's what Father's got in store for me. You never know what's going to happen in my life. So enjoy your the rest of your evening, wherever you're at, first part of the day, afternoon, wherever you're watching this video, and come back when you have some more time, and we'll talk again a little bit more about some of the world things that are going on, and a lot of the talk a lot about the scripture. So love you, brothers and sisters, in the narrow way. I'll see you again. Welcome to Revelation. We are literally in those literal jots and yods that the scripture is talking about over 2,600 years ago. We are that remnant. So what an amazing time. It's not the end. That's what the scripture says. This is not the end, but the beginning of sorrows. So things are about to get a lot more intense. Hold on. Tighten up your your bootstraps, your bra straps, ladies and gentlemen. The road's going to get a little bumpy from here on out. It's going to get a lot worse. Just hang on. It's just a lifetime, guys. It's rough, but if you endure to the end, your treasure awaits. It truly does, and he's our prize. I hope you'll be, believing in him, Maranatha, until he said, until I return. Have your lamps trimmed, have extra oil. Nobody knows the day or the hour, right? Loins girded. Believe is an action word, so get up and do something tomorrow for him. Do something for yourself too, like preparedness, because he's been preparing for 2,600 years, and he ain't finished preparing yet. So welcome to the apocalypse. That means to lift off the cover, to remove the veil. So hope you found some truth here tonight. We give glory to Shiloh. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.